Hey guys, AniMind here and welcome back to yet another speedpaint video. For the past 2 days, months, weeks actually, I've been actually uploading quite steadily. From now on, I'm going to try keeping my schedule at a video on 12 o'clock each Wednesday and each Saturday. Each Tuesday and each Saturday, sorry. Just to make it seem a bit more scheduled and to be able to study the statistics a bit more, because usually I try to get an idea of what the statistics mean on YouTube Studio, but it's really hard to understand anything if you don't have much of a stable uploading schedule, so you can't really make any valid conclusions, because it might be, oh, it's just because it's that time of day, so it's for some reason different. But yeah, I'm going to be uploading a bit more steady, and I am so far. As I At the moment of recording this, I've started scheduling my videos, so this video should be uploaded like a week from now when I'm recording this. But yeah, I'll see. I'll probably schedule it as close as possible, because I've already scheduled 3 videos, which means that it's already like a week and a half done for me, so it'll be a bit later. And that's why I'm not talking about any real world topics, because usually those things need to be uploaded instantly, because it needs to stay, valid and interesting. But I'm going to be talking a bit more about my storyline. Yeah, I haven't talked about it for like a while. I've been talking a bit about real topics and a lot about how I'm going to be uploading more and stuff, which I am trying, but it doesn't help that I'm just keeping making videos promising something and then that doesn't happen. But yeah, and anyway, today I wanted to continue speaking about the universe of my storyline, as I did with the first rendition of this drawing. You might have seen this video before, not this video, but a video with this drawing in, but an older version of it. I am updating it right now. And please also just tell me what you think about it, because I really worked hard on doing this a bit better than the last one, and getting some. It sounds weird, but it sounds weird, but getting some scientific facts right this time. And science is really important to keep in touch with things like fantasy, because it's usually what you use to control your magic. Well, control the rules of magic, because it's really hard to say what's right or what's wrong. But if you use a bit of physics, you can easily limit people's powers and stuff like that. So yeah, and anyway, the universe. So the planet Earth has a ring on it, as I've said, because of the space junk around it, and the ring is a bit more elongated than earlier. I just looked at Saturn and was like, yeah, Saturn's ring is a lot more elongated than the previous one, and I like how it turned out. As I've said, the story starts in 2040, 2050 around. It depends, really, because it's in the future, but not too far in the future. It might even be in the next century, like 2100 and something, because some of the technology is it's a bit like a lot of innovation. Like, I don't know if in the next 30 years mankind is going to release so much space junk that we create a ring around the planet. And that's the problem with sci-fi a lot of the times. You can't predict the future. It's actually the Back to the Future effect that you always want to prohibit from happening, because like in Back to the Future they said in 2015 there'd be flying cars and stuff, and obviously 2015 was quite a long time ago actually, which is strange to think about. And there were no flying cars, and yeah, it's just sci-fi is oftentimes wrong, but many times we far go beyond what sci-fi predicts. Some things that sci-fi predicts we do, like for example the moon landing that was predicted by sci-fi, genetic editing, genetic modification to be a bit more accurate. It, for example, was also predicted by many sci-fi shows. I don't remember the names of them exactly, but I do remember something like a show that predicted gene editing and stuff like that, gene manipulation. Sorry, I do not remember terms that well, but yeah, and so you always need to try staying realistic, but still make it a bit futuristic, just so that it stays interesting. So it is a bit of a futuristic universe. There are some better technologies, but there aren't things like holographic phones or something. Well, not yet. Maybe there will be. I'm not sure. It's still basically our world, just a bit different and quirky, just to make it. Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a sci-fi story, but I also like the topic of fantasy a lot, so I combine the two. And what the problem is with things like Onward, for example, what happens is in Onward, they kind of mixed fantasy and not sci-fi, more modernism, which is kind of sci-fi, but not really. It's just fantasy creatures in a normal world. But the problem with that always lies in history. You can't just pretend that the past doesn't influence the future. It does. So those fantasy creatures had to have a history, and there are a lot of theories and stuff. But to the average viewer, it's really not. It doesn't make much sense, you know. So I couldn't have just said, oh yeah, these are fantasy creatures and they have technology. Um, and I can't just skip over things and say, oh yeah, that happened, because it's a bit lazy, you know. So I decided to do the almighty time skip, and I feel like it will work pretty well if I start actually writing scripts. I did try to write one script, and it was like the first episode. I still have that. I'm probably going to continue on it, but yeah, and I might want to do comics and stuff, but yeah, and the most of the first and second seasons of the storyline, or chapters or volumes, I don't know really how in what medium this is going to feature, but in the first two parts of the story, yeah, that sounds better. Is mostly going to just be transitioning for humans and for magical creatures from this strange chapter where it's like, wow, magical creatures, anarchy and stuff like that, to a bit more of a normal, coinciding society of magical and non-magical creatures. And well, the first chapter, the first part, is obviously going to be a bit more about um, establishing characters, and the second chapter or part of the story, I really don't know what to call it, is going to be a lot more about like transitioning. It's going to be a bit more, a less story driven, and a lot more character driven, if you understand what I mean, like character development and stuff like that, which I really am looking forward to, just working out scenes and stuff like that, which will be really fun actually. um, but apart from that, there isn't going to be much. I don't really have much of a story from there, which is actually quite sad, because I've been working out a lot about the first part. I just want to finalize things because I have a lot of half-baked ideas and I don't want them to just be forgotten, because I'm looking back. I've recently looked back at a few of my notebooks, because I have notebooks where I draw like basic ideas that aren't really even that well established, just doodling and stuff, which most of my characters came from just doodling. And I saw so many things like um, I recently uploaded. Well, no, I'm going to upload after this video. Yes, probably, or after two of these videos. Sorry, it's really strange with the schedules and stuff. A video about Scarlet, and I haven't drawn Scarlet in a while, but I looked back to her design and it looked terrible. I don't know what was wrong with her, well, me, and how I drew that. She has the basic concept, and she's always been one of those characters which I just couldn't figure out quite well. But I feel like I've designed her perfectly this time. I really like how she looks, and the design isn't that complex that it will be hard to draw in like scenes and stuff. So I'm glad how she turns out. Please watch that video about Scarlet. I'm probably just going to name it Scarlet Redesign, so check it out a week or two from this video. I'm not really sure, yeah. But yeah, and it's really strange. So I look back at another person which I'm going to upload. I haven't figured out a name for her, but I am going to. Um, it's, yeah, I just need to figure out a name for her. I wanted to call her Alexa, but that doesn't work. I don't know why, but I'm going to figure out a name for her. Because, like, I understand that Alexa itself, the name, has a bit of a meme around it. You know, Alexa from Amazon's Echo. So it's like, yeah, I'm not going to name her that, but it has to be a name that has that kind of feeling. Because her powers are electric. I'm probably going to talk a bit more about her in the video about her. So yeah, I just worked that out. Sorry, but yeah, I'm going to talk a bit more about her. So check out that video, please, if you're interested in her. She's also Angela's love interest. I might have said that before, but yeah, she is. But in anyway, further with the world and how it works, um, I'm just trying to figure out basic ideas. I've located all the stones, like given them places, except for one, which is the air stone. So the fire stone is in Kilimanjaro. I don't, I don't know if you know any of this, but yeah, it's in Kilimanjaro, the mountain in Africa. I think it's Tanzania. I'm not exactly sure. My uncle worked there for a while, so it's probably in Tanzania. But yeah, and also the Earthstone, which I am locating at, it's either in Namibia or in North America, the Grand Canyon or the Namibian Canyon. I don't remember what that canyon's called. Sorry, I'm bad with names, as I've said before. But yeah, it's a canyon in Namibia, which is the second largest in the world after the Grand Canyon. And that's where the dwarfs and giants are, and that's where the Earthstone is going to be. So at the canyon, which makes sense. The Waterstone, most of you should know this because I made like 4 drawings and a fifth one, but I never uploaded that one because I didn't record it. Well, I did, but then I deleted it because I thought it looked bad. Then I realized I could improve it, and I made it look good, or just fine to my standards, and I never recorded it. So yeah, but that's how it goes. Things like that I upload to my Amino account. Things that aren't on YouTube and that I didn't record. So I'll put a link in my bio, or my bio on YouTube about what my Amino account is. Just if you want to follow me there to see more of my unknown art, lesser known art. Yeah. But yeah, and where the Waterstone is under the massive green creature thing. I haven't figured out a name for them still, but it's massive and shape shifting, but not really, you know. And where the fire, the earth, the water, and the air stone. At the moment, I want to put the air stone where the fairies are, but that is really hard. Well, the pixies. But yeah, that's actually all the time I have. 30 minutes is a lot for a video. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoy my speed bend without me talking, but I still want to talk every now and again. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.